Well, greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome back once again for the very first time to the Thoughts and Crap Show, where today, as per usual, it's your host Anjo here with part, I want to say 158, and that is correct. Yeah, part 158 of Tears of the Kingdom. My 3-heart run was a 4-heart run. I hope you guys are all doing well today. And on today's episode, we are starting to run kind of low on weapons. And we might need to do some depth stuff a little bit. So, let's go ahead and make some of these. I believe that one was Epona's song. And I know you hum the Song of Storms. Which one was that? Not sure what that one was either. Come on, do the with the one. Come on. It's Epona's song again. Come on. Actually, how many do we have? One more. One more. I mean, that was like the special one, and it's still a +3. That's fine. I swear, sometimes he hums the. Oh wait, actually, maybe he only does the. Anywho, why do we have a fairy tonic? Oh, did Beetle give it to me? It's honestly just a huge waste of a fairy. Do we have fairies? We have 4. Okay. So we have, speaking of 4, we have 4 zonite things. Shoo. I did mention we might do this beginning of the next episode. So what we're going to do is we are going to Tingle, Ankle, Knuckle, and Davdi Island. But we're gonna get some Flux Construct cores real quick. Because I don't really have any good Zonai things, for Zonai weapons. And I haven't done this since the last Blood Moon, I'm pretty sure. Almost positive. I think we're going that way. No. Going that way. 'Cause you can go your own way. He's Birdman. Alright. Schwibbity schwabbity. We have been wearing the barbarian set for a little bit, so let's switch back to Fierce Deity. Let's go ahead and use this because I want to make short work of this guy, and we have plenty of these things. And we'll just use this until it breaks, which should not take very long. See me, good, good, good. Yep. Whoops. So close there. Didn't even change the music. There we go. And actually I have a lot of Zonai charges. Pretty cool, because I haven't stocked up on Zonai devices in a long time. I think it's gonna be a long, long time. There we go, and it is 32. Yeah. So the best one I had is the Captain Counter-Strike 3-horn, and that's only 25, and I only have one. We do have Soldier Counter-Strike 4s, which are 24. I do have 16 of those. So in a pinch, I could do that, but yeah, we don't really have any decent hammer weapons anyway, so I thought, you know, let's just do that. And the other one is over here, which I think we can get to just by jumping. Right. So I think that's one as well, I believe. So let's go back to the jumpy pad. And actually, since we're just doing this for a little bit, I kind of wanted to, there's Tears of the Kingdom related thing I kind of wanted to talk about, slash Breath of the Wild thing I kind of wanted to talk about. So, because whoops. Can't really think this through super thoroughly. But yeah, because this is, oh my goodness, freaking go away, thank you, perfect, okay. Because this is a direct sequel to Breath of the Wild, right? So, here we go. And like, Aonuma kind of confirmed a while ago that top-down Zelda is not going anywhere, as evidenced by the more recent Echoes of Wisdom, and yeah, it's kind of pretty if we could. Oh. Oh, because it's always gonna do the climb down bullshit. Don't want that. Hmm. It's fine. There's just I feel like it's missing something. The other oh, did I never these don't respawn, I don't think. Hmm. Guess I never did that one. Shoo. Yeah, and like the Link's Awakening remake, right? Um the thing is, like, these games have been wildly successful. Like, and there was like a recent report or whatever. Are we going? It's okay, it's a little bit further that way. Yeah, that way. Okay. But like apparently like FromSoft doesn't have any plans for like developing Elden Ring 2 right now. Like even though and I'm sure that news story only caught traction because I'm sure for a lot of people that's like kind of the only thing that they want to see from software right now. Because, you know, Elden Ring was their most successful game, period. So a lot of people just kind of assumed it's like, oh, well, because it was so successful, they're just immediately going to start development on a sequel, right? Which is a completely understandable assumption because that's typically how the game industry goes, is like, you know, after making a bunch of games and like you develop a fan base and stuff, and then you know, if you finally get like a big hit that kind of confirms that you're making a sequel, like especially for newer studios, but I mean, established ones are not immune to that effect. Like because I mean, Breath of the Wild, like if it wasn't nearly as successful as it was, you know, like sure they would have made more Zelda, but if it flopped by Nintendo standards, they probably would have gone back to, you know, what was the previous mainline one? I guess the Wii U didn't get one. Got the remasters. Right? The Wii U didn't have an original Zelda. No. Why am I drawing a blank? What was the last original one? 3DS only had remasters. I mean, they had a Link Between Worlds. Like, okay. The Wii? No. No way it was Skyward Sword. Right? Is my brain just like stroking off? Pause. Link's crossbow training? Like, that can't be right. There's no way it was Skyward Sword, right? There's Hyrule Warriors. It's not a mainline game though, it's a spin-off. And yeah, what was the last mainline one before Breath of the Wild? Yeah, I'm trying to think of a different one beside, like, after Skyward Sword and before Breath of the Wild. I can't think of anything. Man, that was so weird. Anyway, it basically, like, with the success of the Switch and Breath of the Wild. Oh, no, it was also Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild was a Wii U game. Right, like all the successful games on the Switch. It was a Wii U game initially. Right, came out on the Wii U too. Um, so yeah, I guess before that was Skyward Sword. Huh, that's so weird to me. Like, such poor reception, it already has a remaster. Ah, that's good. Come on. Oh, he's still alive. Oops. Um, anyway, had it not been a runaway success like it was. Oh, I do need more spears. Okay, yeah, I'll do this. They probably would have gone back to making more traditional style, like 3D Zeldas. But their gambit paid off, and it was massively successful. On the Wii U, I actually kind of wonder how many units of Breath of the Wild sold on the Wii U. Comparatively, it's probably. Actually, it might not even be in the top 5 of the best selling Wii U games. It probably, well, no, top 5 it probably is. Like, the top one is definitely Mario Kart 8, but I mean, just because it was bundled with so many systems and shit, you know? Like, shit, I have Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, and I did not buy it. It just came with my Wii U. So, um, yeah, I think this one. Uh, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's also a Flux Construct 3. I mean, I'm not positive, but I think so. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just wondering, like, with the Switch 2 on the horizon, and like, considering this just came out, like, what, last year? Like, the next, like, Breath of the Wild style game is probably still a few years out, I would imagine. And that's probably why. It's probably part of the reason why. Nintendo decided to not do DLC for this game, even though I think that was a pretty poor choice, honestly, because developing a DLC is a lot faster than developing a brand new game. But whatever. And it's already wildly successful, so, like, I'm pretty sure most people who bought this game would have bought an expansion to this game. whatever. And like, I don't think it's out of the question, honestly. So like, for Nintendo to kind of go the other way with it and just be like, actually, you know what? We are gonna do an expansion to Tears of the Kingdom. Because like, especially if this game is like enhanced on the next Switch. Is he dead? Oh, this is not a Flux 3. Yeah, it's Flux 2. Damn it. I need to mark the other ones that are Flux 3s. And also easy to get to. I mean, that's probably one. Because I have two of them marked, but that's it, you know? That might be one. I don't know, it seems like typically if the Flux construct is like closer to the other islands, it's not a high level one. I mean, I'll go ahead and check this one, see what attack power it is. $20? That's it? Yeah, fuck that. So like, yeah, with the next one, like at least a few years out, I kind of wonder what it's gonna be, you know? Because like, here's the thing, Tears of the Kingdom is already a direct sequel. Why is the thing not fused to the what? Did it just not render? Oh, it's right there. Yeah, it just didn't render. Fuck. Yeah, because yeah, this is already a direct sequel to Breath of the Wild, so like they reused a lot of assets. You know, it's the same map and everything. Because like, of course it is. It's the same Hyrule, so why wouldn't it be the same map? Um, and like, I get under the circumstances, and like, they still want it to be a Switch 1 game. You know, like, it makes sense. You know, to do a sequel for like a wildly successful game that like felt familiar, but also like tons of new stuff to do essentially. Because I think they even didn't he even confirm like this was going to be a DLC? Oh, come on. Like this one isn't even that easy to get. Well, alright, whatever. I mean, that one's probably a 3, but it's so far out of the way. Um, are those the only 3s that are like easy to get to? I mean, I'll check this one, but I feel like it's definitely not. Oh. Why does it have a skull on it? That's not how I usually mark them. I mark it as like weapon. That probably is, though. Go over here. I mean, it's the island is the same shape, so like I would say it's a foregone conclusion. Um, is it really that cold? We're gonna freeze off our sweet bippy, man. It's still cold. Okay. We have like extra food for like warming our shit. Resistance, cold resistance. Yes, we do. I don't use this that often, so there we go. Now I can wear whatever the fuck I want. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Like, it's so fucking tight. It's so fucking tight. Okay. Where am I? Oh, it's down there. Okay. So, for the next game, like, I doubt they're gonna do another sequel. Because, like, no. Like, they're gonna use a new map. It's like, how do they follow it up? You know? It's gotta be something different, right? I mean, they'll probably use what, the same mechanics in a lot of ways, like maybe refined, some like new mechanics. Like it's gonna have familiar characters and shit, obviously. But it's other than that, like, whoops. Shit. Well, it is a 3, so that's cool. Dude, fighting in low grav is like so fun. Because like Breath of the Wild didn't have low gravity areas. I don't think it's like it's been a while to be real. And if I'm gonna drop one of these bitches, it's probably gonna be that one because it doesn't have the durability. So I'm just gonna do this. Alright, there we go. And I'm really surprised this thing hasn't broke yet. Like, it's kinda strange. Okay, so I'm gonna mark this one as a weapon spot. Because that is the way I usually do. And like, it's gotta be like a Switch 2 game, right? Like, it's too early for them to do like launch title and like cross-generational thing. Like, there's no fucking way. Because I mean, it's gotta be a few years out, you know? So, and like, it doesn't have to be bigger necessarily. Because I think a lot of people would assume, like, oh, it's got to be bigger and better than Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Does it? I mean, you could make, like, each biome larger and have them interconnected in like kind of a different way in this game. Because like honestly, a lot of these areas, like the overall map is big, you know, and you have like different layers to it. That's cool. But like individually, like the only one to me that feels like a large area is like Ibra. That's because of the mountains, like the verticality to it and shit. The Gerudo Desert, I don't know, it just kind of feels kind of small, you know? And like Zora's Domain also just feels kind of small, like Hyrule Field feels kind of small, you know what I mean? It's just like altogether, it's a big map, you know? And I don't mean just like east to west, north to south, like it stretches pretty far. It's like, no, there's a lot of verticality. There's a lot of like, you know, caves and like secret areas and like little details here and there and stuff. And it feels focused, you know, it doesn't feel bloated. Like, it doesn't have to be bigger. Like, this is plenty big for like even the next Switch. It could just be like honestly similar, different map, and performance. Like, you don't need native 4K. I don't think even the next Switch is going to do that. It probably could do native 4K at 30. I don't care about that. I want like native 1080 60 at least with like upscaling option, you know? Native 1440 would be kind of cool. I don't personally care. And like considering we kind of already know what the specs are for Switch 2, assuming all those like everything we've heard is like not accurate, but like ballpark accurate, you know? Like about 4 teraflops, you know, 4 or 5, you know. If that is true, something on par with, I guess, comparable, if it could be comparable, something like Red Dead Redemption 2 on like PS4 Pro, right? I feel like PS4 Pro is probably a good comparison for what Switch 2 is going to be like capable of. And like I say PS4 Pro because PS4 Pro could do like some special tricks with the computing stuff like rapid packed math. So like teraflops were not everything because for software that could essentially take advantage of that computing trick effectively ran twice as well as they should be able to because it was 2 sets of 16-bit instructions instead of 1 set of 32-bit instructions. So effectively, like especially if you're measuring in teraflops, it went from like what was it, 4.3 to 8.6. Like it effectively doubled the teraflops of that software or the architecture when running that software with rapid pack math. So in certain things, you know, are relying dependent on things like you know, bandwidth, speed, and stuff like that of like memory streams and you know shit like that. So like there were like speaking from personal experience, there were games on PS4 Pro that had PS4 Pro patches and could utilize rapid pack math and like the default, for example, the hard drive that they packed with the system did not take advantage of some of those speeds, but it was a SATA 3 motherboard. So if you put like a SATA 3 like SSD like plus like 3D NAND or what was the other one? There was another technology that was similar to 3D NAND that was also pretty fast. I can't remember what it was called. Anyway, if the game was installed to that upgraded internal SSD, it would actually run better. If it had a PS4 Pro like specific patch to utilize like the extra, tricks the PS4 Pro could do over the base PS4. Anyway, and knowing Nintendo, like I'm sure like that is probably not going to be one of their bottlenecks is like storage speed and memory bandwidth and stuff like that. So essentially this but like higher detail and running at a smooth 60. And like it's Nintendo, so they might future proof that shit in a somewhat unexpected way. Like, and here's the thing, one way they could do that and really be like, hey, take this competition, at least 90 hertz refresh on the built-in screen. Because for display technologies and stuff like that, they're probably going to use some kind of like mobile capable screen or whatever that's like, easy to like mass produce and all this other shit. It's probably, I mean, it's not going to be super OLED or AMOLED. Yeah, it's probably not going to be super AMOLED. But like, what was the other one? I think Sharp made the Switch screens for both the OLED and the original. I think they had, it's been a while since I've looked into it. I think it's like mini LED is the other one, like micro LED or something. They could pretty cheaply and like here's the thing, I'm not saying they're going to have many games that are going to run at 90 FPS. I'm just saying like the next step up that would be like an easy to acquire mass produced screen that's like cheap to manufacture. I have seen that on some devices where it's like, oh, it's 90 hertz. So it's like a little bit smoother because this essentially got 50% more on the refresh rate. Not necessarily, the games aren't necessarily going to run at 90 FPS, but even on a higher refresh rate, it's going to look smoother and like navigation and everything, blah, blah, blah. And maybe some games will take advantage of that. But there's already tons of games that have higher refresh rate games and stuff like that, and you don't necessarily need like super high resolution, especially on a handheld, but a more noticeable difference, especially if they're going with a similar form factor, which they probably are. Like, probably similar to the Switch OLED, where it's like roughly the same size, but like the bezels are smaller, so the screen is actually like noticeably larger. Yeah, instead of trying to pack like a 4K screen onto what, like an 8-inch display, yeah, they would probably stick with like, I mean, the Switch is like what, a 720 screen? They probably do like 1080 with like 90 refresh or maybe 120 refresh. Possibly. I kind of doubt they'll do that because it feels like kind of a waste, and I doubt any games are gonna have like 120. Anyway, I'm just saying, I hope they do the high refresh rate instead as like a nice little, you know, bonus kind of a thing. Because in a handheld, in a screen that size, like I think the PlayStation Portal is also a 1080 screen, pretty sure. And like a lot of these like handheld PCs and stuff are like 60 hertz. I think some are 144. What was the other one that came out a while ago that is 144? Like way more expensive, but is it the Odin X or Pro or whatever the fuck? Anyway, I think a lot of people are expecting like that 60 hertz thing, but um, you know, they need to future proof it a little bit, and I doubt it'd be that different, like cost wise for Nintendo to put it like 90 hertz instead of 60. I think expecting or yeah, I think expecting 120 or 144 is kind of unrealistic. But 90 would, yeah, it seems like the Nintendo kind of thing to do. And yeah, I doubt any of their games are actually going to do. And that's the thing too. How many like? Actually, they might do 120. I mean, PS5 has a 120 mode, and like it's gonna be hybrid. Like, how many like TVs and like monitors and stuff will support like a 90 FPS refresh? You know? Or maybe when it's docked, it just does 60. I mean, that seems kind of likely. If it's docked, it can do like upscaled to 4K 60 frames. But in handheld, it's like 1080 for resolution, but 90 refresh. I don't know. Whatever it is, like it's Nintendo. They're not gonna go stupid. Anyway, this didn't mean to devolve into like a hardware speculation thing for Switch 2. Like, and shit, for all I know, by the time this video comes out, like, Nintendo may have already announced what the Switch 2 is going to be in specs and everything. Highly doubt it. But where am I? Oh yeah, we were just getting the weapons. Right. Going back to the thing. Doing the islands. We need to get over there. Everybody recon over there. Go over here. Davdi is the easiest one to get to. And the fastest travel point was from here, as far as I could tell. Unless we want to run uphill instead of go down, which does not seem like the way to go. Yep. Yeah, that seems right. Okay. Do that. Anyway. But yeah, it for a new Breath of the Wild game, like I think it's pretty much a foregone conclusion they're going to make another game in this style for the Switch 2 or whatever it's called. I mean, you say Switch 2, people know what you're talking about, you know? Like, whatever the next Switch is going to be. I doubt it's going to be called Switch Next. Probably Switch 2. Switch will be there in the name somewhere. But, yeah, just with how successful these games were, it's probably going to be in the same style. It's probably going to be scalable, and honestly, I mean, they've already addressed the backwards compatibility thing. Like, that's the wrong direction, shit. Okay. And I think a lot of their games that come out for Switch 2 are also going to be older. Did I put that there? Did I already do that? You know what? How often do I use a fucking fan? Use material. There. It's just... This is either a Quark thing or... Oh. Yeah, this is a Quark thing. Oh, that's too far. Shit. How did that not... Got it. It's just a tree balance thing. Okay. Yep. Oh, really? Can I not use it? I already have the Korok seed. There we go. It's probably still going to be playable on the original Switch. Is what my point was going to be. It's like, they're not going to alienate their, like, installed user base. Like, there's no way. It will likely... Oh. So anyway, the next one, whatever it is, the next game, it's probably going to look a lot like this on the original Switch. But yeah, on the new Switch, it's, yeah, likely going to be like higher level of detail because it runs at a higher internal resolution and runs at, you know, better frame rate. Like, since this generation, the Switch generation has been like super successful for Nintendo. Like, I imagine all their first party software for the next few years at least is going to be very scalable so it can still run on the existing Switch. And you know, things like better shadows, obviously. Faster loading times. It's actually really cool. Oh, it's a because... No, it's a Lizalfos? You fucked. This game is so fucking pretty too. It's like a little hard to believe that it, you know, runs as well as it does. Like, that's also a Korok thing. Oh, is it one of those things you're supposed to... Yeah, it is. It's a pilot wings thing. I have taken a picture of armor. Yeah, okay. Alright. Oh shit, I gotta get going, guys. Sorry, I got, very distracted. My bad. Oh, ride the updraft. I think... Why is there not that much of an updraft? Good enough. Doesn't matter. Koroks are all pass or fail. Okay. So... which island is that? That one does not have a name. Going to the island and that one doesn't... Oh, motherfucker, it's this... Okay. Bitch. You fucked. Are you kidding me? It's kind of uncommon when it's like a big guy. Where am I supposed to go? Red carp, okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna waste a weapon on these fuckers. See, there's a different bridge. Wait, what? Is that like a just in case ledge down there, or... Okay, so now I know that's a thing. Oh, come on. There we go. Can't fire. Maybe the expedition guys I was thinking of are actually already here on the island somewhere. These motherfuckers, dude. That should honestly count. The fact that they can just do that is kind of bullshit. Yeah, I actually should have been a little bit more careful about that. Had a feeling I hadn't taken a picture of that. And I'm not gonna grab it because I don't want to add it to the pool. Don't have that shrine. I don't. It's fine. It's like way down there. Okay, so these updrafts are just to get back up. From the looks of it. That initial... yeah, that's the initial bridge, okay. So I remember these islands being kind of puzzle-like. Don't really remember anything else beyond that, but this is part of the same... Am I already down there? I think so. Which island are we on? It's Knuckle, that's Ankle. Okay. Yeah, I really need to get going. Yeah. Dude, slightly different angle, that would be gorgeous. Okay. Here's my idea, because I do have to go. Gotta go through Ankle Island and Tingle Island. I definitely don't have time for that, so go check out this island first. I'll put a pin right there. And where we're at, do I have an extra fast travel medallion? Yes, I do. Place it. Okay, cool. And I would like to get some extra hearts. So let's just go back to the stable. Bada boom, bum, bang. And we'll come back here on the next episode. And finish up the other islands. I remember there's like a little bit of double backing or whatever on like a little bit of backtracking. Some of the islands or something. It's been a long time. Don't fully remember, but yeah, we'll continue that on the next one. Didn't mean to get so distracted by talking about the next Switch, the next big Zelda game. But yeah, it's just kind of been on my mind. Like, what is it gonna look like? You know, would because like part of me wants to say, yeah, it'll be a lot like this, but I mean, there's no way it's gonna also be a sequel. Like, they're not gonna use the same map again, you know? So, like, is it just gonna be a new interpretation of Hyrule with all the familiar locales? Like, you got the Rito area and the Gerudo Desert and Kakariko and all that shit? Like, and Death Mountain, like, again? Just, like, redrawn or something? Or like, what would it be? You know? Like, if it's the same template, I feel like they would have to make pretty significant changes. You know? Or go with a new idea and, like, different things to make it work. I don't know. Or maybe not even Hyrule, you know? Like, not every mainline Zelda game has been in Hyrule, right? Or at least partially. Or sometimes it's, like, very different. With, like... Here's kind of what I want to see. Is, like... Because initially, I don't know if it was intended for this game or for Breath of the Wild, but initially there were like concept art ideas for like implementing the Minish Cap stuff where you could actually like shrink down and like, you know, do stuff on like a tiny scale. That would be dope. Because honestly, I think Minish Cap is like one of the best Zelda games, like period. Like not just top down, like one of the best. So I don't know. I imagine it'll share a lot of DNA with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, but it could be all kinds of things, you know? I just think it's just based on how well those two games did. Like, pretty sure they're gonna make another game like basically in this style, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'd be curious to read about that, but that's gonna do it for today. So thank y'all once again for being here, guys. Greatly appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed, and of course, before we get going, a very special thank you going out to the current Arts and Crafts Show members, the amazing people who make it possible, Novellis Draconis and Aaron Shake. Thank you so much. Choosing to support the show a bit more directly via channel membership, it vastly helps out. Very much appreciate it. And if you guys want to be incredibly awesome like these amazing people and get in on all those membership benefits, check out that join button down below. There's also a link in the description that talks about becoming a channel member. If there's no join button for you, it'll redirect you in the same way. Tiers start at $3 a month. That's membership tiers, not Tears of the Kingdom. That works out to be about 10 cents a day. That will get you into all the basic stuff, including getting to vote on the series get made here on the channel via the Members' Choice polls. It's a thing we do once a month for a full 7 days over on the membership tab, and that is how all the series get decided. So, and also all of the previous polls are still up over there. If you haven't voted on them, you still can. Retroactive input is considered for future polls, so even if you're just a member for 1 month, you can vote on as many of the previous ones as you want, thereby still influencing the content that gets made here for quite some time. So, but yeah, this is an approximation of future announcements from the past. So if you guys want all the announcements as they happen and the bell doesn't work for you, I totally get it, the bell doesn't work for me either, but there's 4 other ways you guys can stay up to date. The community tab here on the channel, the Farts and Crap Show Twitter, the Bluesky, or the Discord. I always post on all 4 whenever there's an announcement, so regardless of which one of those works for you, you can stay up to date. And links for those are down in the description, also on the channel banner. Oh, right. I was gonna say, yeah. We are gonna have one for the Members' Choice Bowl for December. It is coming up. I don't know when. I'll have a better idea closer we get to like the middle of the month, more than likely. I'm in the process still of like catching up to my usual like recording release schedule. And yeah, the November one was deciding the series that would follow Xenogears, and that's gonna be Armored Core 1. And yeah, the October one, that's 2024 by the way, determined the series that would follow Bloodborne, which is Sekiro, the complete series, and that actually just started the other day, so definitely check that out. There's if you're curious, if you know that sounds like your jam, there will be a link to all the current active series at the end of this video. Should be popping up about now. But that's gonna do it for now. So thank you all once again for being here, guys. Really appreciate it. Till next time, take care, and I hope you all have an amazing day.